Folks, today I am excited to announce a new concept that I'm trying. We'll see how it goes. That's the beauty of trying something. And hopefully, I learn from you as you engage with this concept, and you learn from the discussion of all of us as we go through this. The concept is One Take Thursdays. I'm going to be recording a video about customer experience, voice of the customer, tell some stories, on and releasing it on each Thursday. But the idea behind it is it's going to be a one take, just thoughts that come off the top of the head. And sure, they'll be a little bit planned, but there won't be a script and there won't be any editing. We'll see how this goes. I recognize that One Take Tuesdays would probably sound a little better. There's already the first thing that I'm not going to edit, but I already have something on Tuesdays. That's the release of the CX Passport episodes, which I hope you're already subscribed to. If you're not, click that pop-up that you see here and make sure that you get on the list so that you don't miss an episode. The first 100 were so much fun to put together, and I know the next 100 will be a delight as well. So click that pop-up, get yourself on the list, and make sure that you join the CX Passport Nation. So what am I going to talk about today on the first ever Total VOC? That's what I'm going to talk about. The first ever One Take Thursday is going to be Total VOC, voice of the customer. No surprise there, but why am I doing this? I'm inspired by something I did last year. Last year, as I was looking into doing some voiceover work and the like, I was advised, go take improv classes. Why improv? Well, the idea was that would allow you to be able to express yourself and get out there and on stage and just get a little freer with your thoughts. What I discovered with that, though, is the fear of getting on stage with just a prompt and the opportunity to take that wherever it goes. The concept of yes and. Instead of but, it's always yes and. And it's that model that I want to take into One Take Thursday as I'm having this conversation one way right now with you, but hopefully in the comments, engage down below. We have a conversation that goes forward, that we build off of each other and learn from each other as we go through the yes and of Total VOC. So improv completely inspired me. And I think it actually applies to business as well. How many times have you sat in a meeting where someone comes up with an idea, it gets shot down, or someone comes with an idea, and well, that's not going to work because of X, Y, or Z. Whereas the spirit of improv is, no, okay, that's a really good idea. Yes, and we should do this. Yes, and we should consider this. And you build off of ideas. So I'm hoping that today is exactly that, the start of a yes and conversation with you and the rest of the One Take Thursday audience. So why do I want to talk about Total VOC? Well, one, I've been talking about it a lot. I believe that Total VOC, Total Voice of the Customer, is the foundation of using customer experience to actually create business results. I'm going to talk more about that in the future, but what I want to talk about today is it's just simple. Part of why it is my foundation is it's so simple, and yet it has such great impact. Too often people, in fact, you may be listening to this, you may have read this and said, oh yeah, VOC, that's that survey thing, right? No. Total VOC is the stop, survey, and score, and start, listen, and act. That's exactly what that is. It goes from this model of where you care about what the score is, what the number is, and making sure that your NPS or your CSAT or your customer effort score, whatever that looks like, goes up, or it hits a number, or it hits some sort of benchmark. That has no value. It's the action behind it. And what I want to do is begin this conversation around, hey, we're actually going to use Total Voice the Customer to stop, survey, and score, start, listen, and act. Well, heck, what do I mean by Total VOC? What I want to do is in a couple of weeks, and you'll see those invitations coming out, but you get a chance to click the pop-up that comes up here in a little bit, or who knows, I may be pointing the wrong way. This is the pilot episode of One Take Thursday. But I'll be hosting a webinar about exactly that. Total Voice the Customer, finding $50 million in your company's couch cushions. The idea behind that is you already have the revenue available. It's there. It's a matter of listening to your customers and acting upon it so that you can find whatever it is for your company. Maybe it's not $50 million, although that is a true story from a past client that we found $50 million by doing a Total Voice of the Customer approach. But I'm not going to talk about that. That's what the webinar is for. So make sure you go out there and register about that. Register for that and be a part of that. Get yourself on the guest list. It is that Total Voice of the Customer that is going to be the foundation of conversations going forward. So Folks, I know this is the beginning. This is the pilot episode of One Take Thursday. And as much as I'd like to think, and hopefully the listeners think this as well, that CX Passport has gotten better as it's moved from episode 1 to 101, 102 this week. I hope that you see that same thing in One Take Thursday. So I hope that you survived the pilot episode today and maybe even enjoyed the pilot episode today. If you did, I have 2 actions for you today. One is be sure and sign up for that Total VOC webinar. You'll see more about it, but it is going to be limited seating. So I want to make sure, and not seating, it's virtual, but limited space there. I do want to make sure that you don't miss the chance to save your seat for that. It'll be February 9th. It'll be noon to 1, 60 minutes in the Central USA time zone. It'll be over Zoom, so you can log in anywhere you want. So that's the first thing. That's your first action. The second is to subscribe to the CX Passport YouTube channel and also follow me here on LinkedIn so that you can continue to see these One Take Thursdays. Maybe you'll look at them and laugh. Maybe you'll learn something from them. But what I care most is that you follow and that you also go down in the comments. Leave a thought. Tell me what you think. What topics would you want to hear on One Take Thursday? And what could we talk about going further? And what have you found as a success in Total VOC? So there was the pilot episode. We'll see how this goes. I look forward to One Take Thursday next week. Bye, everybody.